So when the Danish physiologists Bang and Duerberg first went up to Greenland, studied the Inuits, looked at their diet, and wondered what was protecting them, they thought that omega-3s were a part of this, and they were half right, but totally wrong. Because what protected the Inuits, what creates this anti-inflammatory condition, is the combination of the omega-3s and the fat-soluble polyphenols. It's a binary weapon. And by taking just one of those ingredients, you don't really achieve very much.
Some years ago in this program, we featured a guy named Perricone, Dr. Perricone, and he emphasized inflammation. And none of us were thinking too much about inflammation, but he was saying that this was really a serious health hazard. Well, now inflammation has risen to be public enemy #1 when it comes to your health. The more doctors learn about it, the more they realize just how destructive it is. But there's good news. You can reduce the inflammation inside your body by controlling what you eat. Here's our health reporter, Laurie Johnson, with the lowdown on inflammation.
No matter what type of health problem you're facing, chances are it began with inflammation. This internal irritation causes our whole body to break down.
Whether you have a wrinkle in your skin caused by an artery being inflamed, or a wrinkle in your heart, a heart attack, or impotence, it's really the same process. And it's all caused, or at least it starts with, that inflammation in your artery.
Dr. Michael Roizen is the chairman of the world-famous Cleveland Clinic's Wellness Institute. He says inflammation is the silent killer that has eluded the medical community for years.
And it's only recently that we've understood that it has a role, and only recently that it has a really important or prominent role in causing diseases such as cancer, or in causing diseases such as heart attacks and strokes, or of causing the infectious diseases getting out of control that we now have.
Doctors know for sure that inflammation causes all kinds of illness. But what causes inflammation? Mostly an unhealthy diet. One that includes sugary drinks, sweet food, and refined carbohydrates such as white bread, pasta, and rice. Also hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats, found in packaged foods, fast food, margarine, shortening, and most peanut butter. And the third highly inflammatory food group is omega-6 fats.
Causes your arteries to get inflamed, causes your immune system to get inflamed, and decreases your ability to fight infections, decreases your ability to find cancer cells and get rid of them before they cause cancer, and increases inflammation and atherosclerosis in your arteries. So that's the omega-6s.
Unfortunately, omega-6 fats are everywhere. We cook and bake with them. They're in packaged food, fast food, and restaurant food. But if you know how to spot them on the store shelves and in the list of ingredients, you can avoid them. Omega-6 fats are vegetable oils, such as soybean oil and corn oil, but also peanut oil, grapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, safflower, and sunflower oils. So even though a certain food may contain 0 dangerous trans fats, it may still be a bad choice because it's loaded with inflammatory omega-6 fats. A good example of this is store-bought salad dressing and mayonnaise. The truth is, omega-6 fats are technically okay as long as you eat about the same amount of omega-3 fats. The problem is most Americans eat 25 times more omega-6s than omega-3s, and that imbalance causes massive inflammation. Omega-3 fats mostly come from seafood.
The ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is important. The higher the ratio, the more omega-6 or the less omega-3, the more inflammation.
There are only a few sources of omega-3 fats. Certain types of fish or fish oil capsules are the best. Other, less potent sources are walnuts, ground flaxseed, dark green leafy vegetables, and eggs fortified with omega-3s. Also, grass-fed meat is higher in omega-3s than grain-fed. Olive oil is a great way to reduce inflammation, even though it's not technically an omega-3, but rather its cousin, omega-9.
Omega-3, omega-7, omega-9, we don't know why the oddness is good, but that oddness means that it decreases inflammation.
But be careful not to get olive oil too hot.
What happens with all the oils once you get above their smoke point is you denature them. That is, you change their character. So instead of having omega-9, they become a different oil, and in fact, they have a different structure that may not be healthy, and in the case of olive oil, we don't believe is healthy. So that's why you don't want to go over the smoke point of any of the oils.
So for optimal health, eat an anti-inflammatory diet, one that's low in sugar and other carbohydrates, trans fats, and omega-6 fats, but high in the odd-numbered fats like omega-3 found in fish, omega-7 found in macadamia nuts, and omega-9, which is in olive oil.
Wow, what a report. Laurie's here with us. Laurie, what you and Dr. Roizen are saying is that the American diet is just loaded with things that kill them.
Absolutely. And you know, it's been said that 80% of the disease and illness that we face today is because of poor lifestyle choices. Yeah. So if we can get on this anti-inflammatory diet, I guarantee people will live healthier lives.
Hold on, you don't know it's there. I mean, you're eating along and you go to a fast food restaurant and you have a meal, you think, okay, this is cool. But what they're doing is making your arteries inflamed?
Absolutely. And fast food, restaurant food, and packaged foods, the processed foods, those are the big three to avoid.
You know, I must say, I used to think that safflower oil was one of the good guys instead of the bad guys, and now you all are saying that it's not really a bad one, but it's got to be in balance.
Absolutely, that's true. Right, we were told that these certain oils were heart healthy, but we are eating way, way too many of them, and that disproportionality is what's causing massive inflammation. So we need to stop eating so many of the omega-6 fats. Those are the vegetable oils, the soybean oil especially. You know, it's been said that 1/5 of our total calorie intake is soybean oil, that one ingredient alone. So you really have to check that list of ingredients and look for soybean oil. Even though something may be trans fat free, it still may be loaded with omega-6 fats.
Inflammation. Now, what is it called? We're looking at dementia. We're looking at hardening the arteries, atherosclerosis. We're looking at that various types of heart condition. We're looking at strokes.
All of the above. Arthritis, diabetes, even behavioral problems like aggression and ADD, ADHD, and autism. These are all associated with inflammation, and this is cutting-edge stuff. And I think
So when the Danish physiologists Bang and Duerberg first went up to Greenland, studied the Inuits, looked at their diet, and wondered what was protecting them, they thought that omega-3s were a part of this, and they were half right, but totally wrong. Because what protected the Inuits, what creates this anti-inflammatory condition, is the combination of the omega-3s and the fat-soluble polyphenols. It's a binary weapon. And by taking just one of those ingredients, you don't really achieve very much. What balance oil does, it restores those polyphenols. And now you have something that is not really a fish oil, it's more like oily fish. The other oils don't have the polyphenols, they add vitamin E or some other kind of nonsense like that, and it's totally ineffective. It's not the right combination. In nature, you never find these long-chain omega-3s on their own. They're always combined with these lipid-soluble polyphenols. They go together. They lock together. They march in lockstep. And that's what the Zinzino products do. They put them back together, and the combination is so much more effective than the sum of its parts. True synergy.